I want to start with why CNN Plus failed so badly. The immediate colossal collapse of CNN Plus is a debacle unlike any in American broadcasting history. So how did the most trusted name in news become the joke of the journalism world so quickly? The truth is, it was over before it started. I used to be a CNN fan, believe it or not. I used to watch it at night while getting ready for the Kelly File on Fox News, where our ratings trounced theirs so badly that I stopped looking at their numbers. There was no competition. It wasn't interesting. The only interesting numbers were internal at Fox. Did I beat Bill? Did I beat Sean? Did they beat me? I never looked at CNN, never mind MSNBC, never. But I liked their anchors, and I felt like I was getting the straight skinny on most issues. The show that preceded my own at Fox, The O'Reilly Factor, was an opinion show, so I didn't really rely on that for straight news. Plus, it was pre-taped, so you'd never get breaking news on Bill's Hour. As much as I've had my beefs with Bill O'Reilly, he's an incredibly gifted broadcaster. I would never take that away from him. One of the very, very best. And so it took a lot to draw my attention away from his hour. But before my own show, I needed to stay on top of the breaking news, and CNN was live, and back then, pretty fair. I watched that die before my very eyes. Trump ended CNN. First, Jeff Zucker saw dollar signs in his eyes when he saw the Trump pressers and rallies that were entertaining, dynamic, unpredictable, and absolutely ratings gold. We decided on my own show not to take those rallies, even though we would have benefited from the ratings too, but we won without them. But we decided not to take the rallies because we knew very well we would not do it for his opponents, and it wouldn't be fair to do it for him. Zucker went a different route, taking each and every one to get some sort of number on the board for his struggling anchors. He didn't care about ethics. He just wanted to win. Then Trump won the presidency and took aim at Jeff Zucker and his coverage, which by then had turned very nasty to Trump. When he was a joke, he could be indulged. When he was winning, he had to be destroyed. And Jeff Zucker took it personally. Many of the CNN anchors and staff felt it was their mission to take Trump down, that he was a uniquely evil politician and covering him required a sacrifice of objectivity. Or maybe they just convinced themselves that he was objectively terrible and there was no other way to examine his presidency. Either way, little by little, they killed their own reputation. Night by night, as they mocked his voters, derided them all as racists over and over, misogynists and bigots, and misled the public on things like Russiagate without ever correcting themselves. They telegraphed their hatred, not just for Trump, but for the right half of the country, their smug superiority. And the right half of the country, and indeed the center, many of whom wound up voting for Trump, heard that message loud and clear. Bad move. I know a lot of Republicans who used to watch CNN. Maybe Fox wasn't for them. Maybe they thought Fox had gone too all in for Trump. But CNN became unwatchable. It turned into MSNBC without the same intellectual honesty to admit its agenda. They took hosts who had a certain kind of benign appeal and turned them into partisan hacks. Boring and benign is one thing. Biased and better than you is another. No sane Republican or centrist viewer remained. For a while, CNN enjoyed the same ratings boost that Trump brought everyone. And then he lost, and so did they. They helped kill their own cash cow because in the end, ideology was more important to them. And the stank they created in their own newsroom remained. The public remembered, and their ratings never recovered. In the first quarter of 2022, CNN was third of the top three in cable news, averaging less than 900,000 viewers in primetime, down 56% from 2021. More recently, it's gotten even worse. Their primetime average in April was less than 700,000. I would have been fired so fast at Fox News if I had been averaging anything close to that. In the overall number, we were averaging over 3 million. They're under 700,000 in the overall. That's the easy number to get. And around 165,000 in the key demo of 25 to 50 or 4-year-olds, which is the main number they care about because that's what they can base their advertising fees on. 165,000 in the key demo, 165,000 out of the 300 plus million people in America. That's nothing. That's embarrassing. The daytime numbers, by the way, are even more dreadful. This is 5-alarm fire stuff. This is basement dregs. This is too humiliating to show your face at industry cocktail party numbers. And what did they decide to do? Offer more CNN. CNN Plus. That's what the people want. More of what they're already not watching. Only we'll charge them $60 a year to watch it. Is it any wonder no one tuned in? But the biggest mistake CNN made was thinking their talent had the kind of relationships with its audience that Fox News does. They looked at Fox Nation, the digital offshoot of Fox, and thought, we can do that. More content from our anchors and hosts who share the same bias of our anchors, and surely the people will come. In other words, the anchors will be on there doing other things than news, and then we'll hire a bunch of people like Eva Longoria who have the same bias as our anchors, and yes, the audience will come. But CNN has never had the kind of fan devotion that Fox News has. CNN divides its fans with MSNBC, ABC, NBC, and CBS. Nobody's rabid about CNN. It's just what's on, or used to be, at the airport. And it's what we used to tune into on the big news events because they flood the field with resources. They've been riding on the reputation built by guys like Bernard Shaw for years now. Fox has diehard fans. Conservative media in general has diehards because people are so grateful for something that is unlike the rest of it all. A channel, or now digital media offerings, that pushes back against the open hatred for conservatives or anyone who's a bit right-leaning and their ideals, from homeschooling to abortion to gun rights to parental rights, free speech, small government, and all the rest of it. Conservative media consumers feel a connection to their anchors of choice because they know that they don't look down on them or on this country. And that creates a kind of loyalty CNN will simply never know. So no, their viewers did not want more Brian Stelter. They did not want Rex Chapman, some guy who started off by co-opting cute dog videos on Twitter and then got very partisan, and like so many of the CNN lineup, stayed in that extremely partisan lane. They did not want parenting lessons from Anderson Cooper or a talk show from Don Lemon or Chris Wallace, who never pulled a number even on Fox, never mind on CNN Plus. And the lesson here is not streamers are struggling. The lesson here is go back to basics, CNN. Try, at least try to check your extreme bias, or at a minimum, own it and then balance it out with some kind of ideological diversity. When I was in the primetime lineup of Fox, we had Hannity, a conservative, Greta, a Democrat, O'Reilly, a populist, and me, a right-leaning independent. You never knew what you were going to get in terms of opinion or where someone would go on an issue, and it worked. This is a moment for CNN to do some serious soul searching. I don't expect any apologies for all the misleading they've done with their audience, but straight news coverage would be a delightful change. The new management is suggesting that this is their goal. They've got new ownership and new management. Let's hope it happens. Or CNN, the mothership, is headed for the very same result as its digital offshoot. And a lot of people are going to be out of their jobs. Black Rifle Coffee Company is a veteran-founded company serving premium coffee to people who love America. They develop their explosive roast profiles with the same mission focus learned as military members serving this great country. And in 2021, Black Rifle Coffee donated over 100,000 bags of coffee. That's 2.1 million cups of coffee to first responders, law enforcement, and active duty military members. So you know that with every purchase you make, Black Rifle gives back. What other coffee company does that, right? Black Rifle Coffee imports high-quality coffee beans from Colombia and Brazil, and they roast them 5 days a week at their facilities here in the USA, in Manchester, Tennessee, and Salt Lake City, Utah, to be exact. And that means you get the freshest coffee possible, no matter where you live. The best way to enjoy Black Rifle's freedom-filled coffee is with the Black Rifle Coffee Club. When you join the club, your brew of choice is roasted, packaged, and shipped free to your door on your schedule. How many times have you been like, where's the coffee? Oh, I forgot to get it. And that's one thing you don't want to be out of, and the Coffee Club solves that. You buy it at blackriflecoffee.com. Use the code MK at checkout for 20% off your purchase and your first Coffee Club order. That's blackriflecoffee.com/MK. Black Rifle Coffee, America's coffee. Hey, thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.